Right. So a lot of states are going to be celebrating 420 with like 34 states with medical or recreational. And we have a list of the top 10 states, and it will shock you who is on this list.
Okay.
Where should we start at the bottom?
I haven't looked. I don't want to look. Wait, should I look just to like be a good co-host? Because I haven't looked. You said this exact same thing to me while we were talking about the show, and I wanted to be surprised because you really were. You were adamant about me being shocked.
Yeah, you can play along at home if you like, or you can.
Yes, it's an online article on Leafly.
On Leafly, and
I'll link it.
Before we get into it, I want to tell you how they judged the city. So it was number one was, and this is according to Real Estate Witch, which collaborated some like AI.
Is that a cannabis company? Or?
I think they do real estate, or it's like a real estate app or something.
Oh, okay, it's just like okay, got it.
So it's first, it's the legality of cannabis, number one, the cost of the weed, consumer interest measured by Google Trends, dispensaries per 100,000 residents, doctors per 100,000 residents, average rating of dispensaries out of 5 stars, sites visited by Leafly, and the how many head shops, concert venues, fast food restaurants, hiking trails, and movie theaters there are is the last one. So,
okay,
I know that one's a weird one. Like activities, stoner activities, typically.
That's weird.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
All right. Well, the first few made sense.
Yeah.
And the last one was like a wild card. What is there to do when you're stoned? Okay, so number 10, we're going to work our way up.
Okay.
Providence, Rhode Island.
Wait, number 1, as in like this is the best one?
Number 10. Number 10.
Number 10. Okay, number 10.
Did I say number 1? I did.
Did you? You may not have.
Number
I thought
10.
I heard number 10, but I looked at number 1. So let me.
We're going to do a count. We're going to do a countdown.
Yeah. Okay. That makes so much more sense. Okay. You say. I'm not going to look.
Number 10.
Did you say 1? We'll find out. We'll play it back.
The world may never know. Number 10. Providence, Rhode Island.
Yeah. Okay. What? Okay.
Yeah. The East Coast is continuing to
Providence. Interesting.
Well,
I remember when they like went legal and like things happened. Everybody was like they tore it down on that first like weekend. It was celebrate good times.
Yeah, apparently they moved up from the last year's list, and it's fully legal. The people are passionate about cannabis, and they've got a lot of head shops, more than
East Side.
Seattle, apparently. So.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
Number 9.
Wow.
Kansas City, Missouri.
No way.
Apparently, Kansas.
What? Wait, that doesn't make sense.
Missouri has sold like billions of dollars of cannabis in the last.
That's so cool.
They
good
apparently
for you.
Apparently, they pulled off a drama-free legalization in 2023.
So proud of you.
And they're on fire with the Kansas City Chiefs. And
true, the Chiefs are very popular right now.
Apparently, they've cleaned up their downtown, and
get it.
There's a lot of places where you can see jazz and eat some barbecue, and
delicious.
Apparently, it's a pretty friendly town.
You know what? We had hope for Missouri because I remember saying Missouri a lot during that show, and we were hopeful. We were hopeful, and we had high hopes, and our hopes were high, and we were full of hope. For Missouri, we were when it went legal, and we were talking about it last year. The show is somewhere. Just Google like Missouri and Culinary Beach Show. I don't remember what it's called. It's probably something very clever.
We salute you, the United States of cannabis, under all 50 strains, one pre-roll under bong.
The Cool Nerd Weed Show on Adobe Radio.
I need to play that. But anyways, it is the United States of cannabis. And what were you going to say? Sorry.
We had some boots on the ground in St. Louis. Jordan, Baby J. He said it's going off.
That's true.
And had good things to say about
you did talk to him. Is that what he said?
Missouri cannabis. Yeah.
That's great.
Said it's going off.
I am really, really happy about that.
Somewhere in the Midwest, yeah. It's about time. It's about time.
I had no doubts. I was like so pleasantly surprised when Kansas City, Missouri said we're going for it. Because, yeah, it's about time. The citizens of Missouri deserve it. And they made it to the top 10 weed cities. Look at how far we've come in this world.
Who would have thought?
Fucking lit. It's titties. Okay, what's the next one?
Number 8 is Sacramento, California.
Okay, I bought it.
NorCal, farming town.
Alien Labs.
Alien Labs is up
Seven
there.
Leaves.
Yeah, 7 Leaves. I love those. Both of them. There's affordable water and
Sacto.
power. People actually know what they're doing. They're like culturally a lot of farmers in that area.
Yeah,
And traditionally, a lot of cannabis has come from that area anyway.
for sure.
FYI.
Yeah.
So it's kind of no surprise, but Sacramento has made the list of the top 10.
I'm glad to see it there. A lot of NorCal has been the landscape has changed in the cannabis industry, as you know, and it's been it's been a struggle to see your farms that you've seen exist for a while go away or turn into new ones, or it's just been a weird time for NorCal weed. So it's good to see. Good old Sacramento. Sacto is on the list. Does Dr. Dre say anything about Sacramento? What does he say?
He
does.
He
There's something about Sacramento in there.
Something to Sacktown.
Yeah.
From Oakland to Sacktown.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's in there. We'll find
It's
it.
in there. Home of the Deftones.
The Deftones, who just did a good set at the Coachella. The Deftones.
Number 7, Seattle, Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Not really that shocking. I'm kind of see how the weed in Seattle was always decent, but I don't think it was like we've had some of the flower, like the cream of the crop that came out of Seattle was the exotic genetics.
I didn't know they were from Seattle.
Yeah, and originally, or
Did I know that? Maybe I
probably
did. I don't know.
you knew that.
It's everything's in there. It's just inaccessible many times. I must have. The exotic genetics is gonna be my favorite.
Yeah, we were lucky to have them down here and
That's
have
cool.
their genetics down here in Los Angeles.
They're fantastic. Oh yeah, I did know that. Seattle weed, I have never experienced. I've never been up there to Washington, but I do reckon. I mean, I've seen on the internet that Seattle is proud of their weed.
Seattle's a great town.
So
Always a good time.
Yeah, I hear that if I go to Seattle, like I'll want to stay there forever and just live there and become a Seattle resident.
It would be, except it rains like a lot. So many days out
I mean,
here.
I love the sun. I'm a big sun person, but I actually don't mind the rain.
Black hole sun. Won't you come?
Yeah. Okay, next. Before
Number 6 is Phoenix, Arizona, which is surprising to me, shocking to me. You had almost nothing good to say
I was really hard on Phoenix.
about Phoenix.
I'm sorry. I get. I could be on a roll sometimes, and I get a little rough and say a little harsh, sharp words. But my experience was a pre-roll, and I do feel like that's not a fair shot. I just didn't enjoy it. It was not pleasant. It didn't get me high. I didn't really take my time. It was kind of a work trip. So I, didn't want to, I mean, even though it is also work for me, it just also was, I just kind of wanted to smoke a joint from Phoenix. But I also was a pre-roll.
Yeah, I think...
And that doesn't mean that a lot of people aren't buying weed from, weed shops.
I think Phoenix made the list because of its affordable cannabis.
Yeah,
it's
it
a
was
lot
really affordable.
It's a lot cheaper to grow in that city and,
Very
and
accessible,
cultivate.
yeah.
And also, if cities opted out of having cannabis shops, they needed to allow home grow
Whoa, cool.
in that in their region.
See, that's
so
pretty cool.
that might be
Good for you, Phoenix. I'm sorry I talked all that jazz.
you know, maybe that was breeding like a whole new like homegrown like crafty cultivator culture.
Ooh, maybe. Probably. Sorry, Phoenix. Please forgive me. I have not been in you for a couple years. If you want to go back, I will try weed the correct way, which is loose flower. Anything else is better than a pre-roll.
Every time.
All offense intended to pre-rolls. I fucking can't with you.
Even the finest pre-rolls.
Like, even the finest pre-rolls. And I love you. Like, I love, like, shout out Cannabiotics, shout out Cookies. Like, you'll have good pre-rolls here and there, but, like, chances are slim to none. So, good for you, Phoenix. We're so happy that you exist on this list. I take everything I said back. I'm a fool.
I'm a damn
I'm
fool.
a damn fool.
Number 5. Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore. Okay. That's number 5? Wow. Like
Number
smack in
5,
the
yeah.
middle of all of it. Good for you. Okay.
Seems to be happening.
Interesting. And it looks like nobody really understands, like, oh man. Shout out Baltimore. Our hearts go out to you. We know you're struggling right now. But I hope you're smoking that weed to get through it, because it looks like you have been. I did not know that they were so successful in this launch.
Yeah, apparently when they were prepared for the medicinal shops were prepared to flip to adult use and medicinal, and they stocked up on their flour, and it was like a successful.
They never like they were like, we have
run.
weed for
Yeah, they're like, no
years.
problem. Everybody come
That's
out.
a big problem when
It's
states
true.
go legal.
That's
They run
like
out of weed, like a bunch of amateurs.
one of the biggest fears is the medicinal shops will run out of cannabis immediately.
Good for you, Baltimore. Keep it up. I love Baltimore. I've never been there, but I love it.
It's a beautiful, strange city, home of
It's
John
funny.
Waters.
Love John Waters. He's my favorite. I wish I was John Waters.
The Pope of Trash.
Yeah, I would literally wish
Love
I
him.
was John
Love
Waters.
him.
So Baltimore,
Okay.
I love, and I'm so happy to see you on this list. Keep smoking your weed. Be like safe access. Like, give all the safe access you can, and like keep it up. Keep it up. We love you.
You are
Baltimore.
never going to guess who's number 4.
Well, who is number 4?
Number 4 is
No way.
Buffalo, New York.
No way, Buffalo! Ooh, 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 ooh. Is there a Buffalo chant or a Buffalo like thing?
Bills make me want to shout.
Is that it?
That's it. Oh no, talking proud. We're talking proud. That was the '80s campaign.
Talking proud.
Yeah, Buffalo's got the spirit. Talking proud,
Yay!
talking proud. Listen up, and you'll hear it. Talking proud. There's a whole nother. There's like 5
man,
more
I was
verses, but
really
I'm not going to
ready.
get into that.
I was ready. Usually I stop you from singing immediately, but I really was ready
This
for
is
this.
true.
I was ready.
You were encouraging my bad behavior.
I was. I want to hear the Buffalo because this is something to celebrate. Buffalo, New York is in the race, in the top 5er. Damn, Buffalo's having a moment.
For real.
I
Yeah.
am here for it. It is your home city. I'm giving out the government info, but you hail.
Yes.
I
True.
You were born and raised
Yes.
in B Town.
Below.
Below. Oh boy.
So
Buffalo Boys will come out tonight. No, Buffalo Boys are great. I love a good Buffalo Boy, girl, and they. Buffalo's a great place for people and scenery. And football
apparently,
teams.
cannabis.
And cannabis. Woo! Well, you've been telling me stories from people you know about weed out there
Yeah.
for a long time.
Apparently, like most of New York wants to still shop in the traditional market, but
Yeah.
but the people of Buffalo,
They
because
love it.
the indigenous people on the reservations started jumped
They
And
were
immediately
on
they
it.
were on top of it. On top of
They
it.
were like, go.
So the local Buffalonians supported.
They're like, okay.
They're like, yeah,
We're
we
going
can
to
go
the
get
city to get weed. like,
yeah, let's
what?
go and get our cannabis from the indigenous people,
Support your local tribe.
and they fast tracked those shops,
That's titties.
and they cultivated like tons of cannabis.
Good for you, Buffalo. Keep it up. We love to see it. Buffalo has surpassed New York City. Duh, because like 3.5 dispensaries are open in New York City. They have a lot of issues. But Buffalo,
Good work, Buffalo.
I am happy to see you on this list. Sure am. I root for Buffalo. I do. I didn't grow up there, but I do always. I've always had a soft spot for Buffalo.
It's like the little engine that could.
It's been that way since like the country was like founded. Like it's always been a little hot spot, a little bright spot, but also, had its struggles, just like us all, and it comes out on top. So good for you, Buffalo. The next is
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Well, that makes sense. Top 3. Yeah, Vegas has. Well, it's strange because Vegas is weird. There's like it says there's kiosks at the airport. Wait, where are there kiosks at the airport?
I didn't see
I
any.
have not seen a kiosk at the air. Not in the United
We've been
Terminal.
there.
Or no, I've
It's
only.
like you all get funneled out of the same place.
Yeah. What are you talking about, Willis? That sounds like a lie to get me to Vegas.
I mean,
I won't
okay.
fall for it.
It does. Maybe you have access, and now that there's lounges, but you can't fucking smoke anywhere.
That's what I'm saying. I'll buy it that there's a lot of weed bought because I'll buy it. But you're a tourist, you're not flying with weed, whatever. But I will say that part of it really irks me and makes me so, like, I want to be happy that Vegas is on here, just like I have been for all the other cities. But I'm still so butthurt about the lack of weed anywhere. And being told that, like, if a hotel sees a weed bag, they're going to fucking kick me out. Like, get
Yeah,
out of
insane.
here with that jazz.
A little
There's,
poo.
like, lots of debauchery in Vegas. A little weed won't hurt you.
Seriously,
For
it's only
Christ's-
gonna help you
Oh,
recover and
sucker.
get you back to the tables.
Yeah.
Get you
Oh,
back
come
in the
on.
club.
Well, yeah, they're just like a bunch of stoners being like, yeah, hit me. Okay, Vegas. Okay, fine. Like, you're doing fine. Thank you for being advocates. Next.
Let's see. Number 2 is Portland, Oregon.
Good for you, Portland. Well, Portland's always been on the up and
Yeah,
up.
they've
Keep-
always had like
hold
beautiful
strong.
flower,
Yeah, just hold on to that. Hold
crafty
on.
cultivators.
You're doing it. You're fighting all of it, and you have been. Yeah, crafty, delicious. I would love to try Portland weed. I've never been to Oregon myself.
Apparently, they've
you?
overgrown. Oh yeah, I've been to Portland
Yeah,
many
a lot of
times.
times. Okay.
Portland,
Sorry.
Eugene.
Oh, sure.
Eugene's like the hippie
Capital
capital up there,
Yeah.
and there's always somebody growing. Somebody has
I
like
would love
some
to try
special
Portland weed.
homegrown. Oh yeah,
I'd love
it's,
to go to Portland.
it's
too.
kind of
Let's
like
go.
between that area and Northern California is the best place for outdoor cultivation in
That's
the
what they
United
say.
States.
I think I smoked Portland weed once. Maybe I think somebody had it in our lives.
Also, like just above the California state line is like a beautiful spot to grow outdoor crafty cannabis.
Well, good for you, Portland. Keep on holding tight, holding strong, because we know you've always been up there. And who's number 1?
Number 1 is Denver, Colorado.
Woo! Go Denver! Woo! Woo! Good for you, Denver. Shout out Denver. You've always been on the weed forefronts. I liked the weed I got in Denver. I had a great experience. It was delicious.
It was tasty.
It tasted crafty to me. Tasted like old school weed. It had that like vibe. The dispensary had that vibe. Colorado was beautiful.
Like access in Colorado, like
Always been safe.
you have safe access, you have reasonable prices. There's a lot of stony stuff to do.
Oh, it's so
in
beautiful.
Colorado.
When you are like stony balonies and you're on any
Also-
road, you're like, oh, this is like, we're all God's creation.
Also, you're a mile up, so you're going to get even
Ooh.
literally and
Oh,
physically
yeah.
higher.
Oh, yeah. That is big factuals. The elevation is not a joke. And people from Denver know their weed. People from Colorado know their weed.
Oh, for
it's
sure.
Like very much the same as I mean, not the same. I don't want to offend anybody, but it's the same the same like knowing
We have a similar
knowledge.
cannabis
I don't know
culture.
why I forgot words. Yeah, we have a similar cannabis culture. I'm not having a stroke. Because I had a thought before we go to break. Congratulations, Denver. Keep holding strong, Colorado. You rock. Thank you to Buffalo.
Thank you, Buffalo.
And
Don't panic.
it's organic.